Deep within the heart of the emerald jungle, where vines twisted like serpents and the air was thick with the scent of wildflowers, lived a majestic tiger named Raka. He was the largest and strongest of all the animals, and his roar echoed through the jungle like thunder. Raka prided himself on his strength, believing that it made him superior to all other creatures. But Raka had a flaw. He was arrogant and impatient. He refused to listen to others, believing that only his strength mattered. "I'm the king of this jungle," he often boasted. "No one can teach me anything." One day, a terrible drought struck the jungle. The rivers dried up, the plants withered, and the animals struggled to find food and water. Even Raka, with all his might, found it hard to survive. He roamed the jungle, growing angrier each day, furious that his strength could not solve the problem. One hot afternoon, Raka came across a parrot named Covey, who was perched on a tree, calmly observing the jungle below. Covey was known throughout the jungle not for his strength, but for his wisdom. He was small and unassuming, but he had lived long and knew much about the ways of the jungle. Raka, desperate for food, growled up at Covey. "Why do you sit there so calmly while the rest of us suffer? I am the strongest animal in this jungle, and even I can't find food. What could a tiny bird like you possibly do?" Covey looked down at Raka, unafraid. "Strength is important, Raka, but it is not always the answer. In times like these, wisdom can be just as valuable as power." Raka snorted. "Wisdom? What good is wisdom when there is no food to eat?" Covey fluttered his wings. "Perhaps I can help you, Raka. If you're willing to listen, I can guide you to a place where food and water can still be found." Raka, though skeptical, was too hungry to refuse. "Fine," he grumbled. "But if you're wrong, I will show you what my strength can do." Covey nodded, unperturbed. "Follow me, and we shall see." The parrot led Raka through the jungle, weaving between trees and across dry riverbeds. They traveled for hours, with Raka growing more impatient by the minute. His stomach growled, and his anger simmered beneath the surface. He was about to give up when they reached a large barren hill. Covey perched on a rock and pointed to the ground below. "Dig here, Raka," he said. Raka glared at him. "Dig? There's nothing here but dust and stone. You've led me on a wild chase for nothing." Covey shook his head. "Sometimes the greatest rewards are hidden beneath the surface. Trust me, dig." Though Raka was furious, he decided to try. He began to dig with his powerful claws, at first striking only dirt and rocks. But as he dug deeper, he felt the ground grow cooler and damper. Finally, after much effort, he uncovered a hidden spring of fresh water, bubbling up from the earth. Around the spring were roots and plants that had been nourished by the underground water, offering plenty of food. Raka stared in amazement. "How did you know this was here?" Covey smiled. "I have lived in this jungle a long time, Raka. I've seen droughts come and go, and I've learned where the water hides when the rivers dry up. Strength can move mountains, but wisdom shows you where to dig." Raka, humbled by Covey's words, lowered his head. "I was wrong to dismiss you, Covey. I thought my strength made me superior, but today you have shown me that there is more to survival and leadership than power alone." Covey nodded kindly. "The jungle teaches us many lessons, Raka. Those who listen to others, who combine strength with wisdom, are the true leaders. Remember, no one is too strong or too powerful to learn." From that day forward, Raka changed. He no longer relied on his strength alone, and he began to listen to the other animals of the jungle, valuing their knowledge and experiences. With Covey's guidance, the animals were able to find hidden resources and survive the drought together. And so, the jungle thrived once more, with Raka as a wiser and more thoughtful leader, and Covey, the humble parrot, as his trusted advisor. Together, they taught the animals that true strength comes not just from power, but from understanding, patience, and the willingness to learn from others. Moral of the story asterisk. True strength is not just about power. It is about knowing when to seek wisdom and listen to others. A leader who combines strength with understanding and humility is the one who truly succeeds. I hope you enjoyed the story.